Alright, so we've put in a temporary fix for the audio. We're going to go with no music for the game, but we're going to go with the background noises so we get all of those wonderful minion sounds in with our recording. So hopefully that'll work out okay. We'll give it a go and see where we go, see what the quality is. So on to round one with our mage deck. Alright, so we're up against a warlock. The most common warlock decks in Arena, as are the most common warlock decks in Constructed, are very, very aggressive. So we want to make sure to have relevant plays very early on. So I'm not going to keep this Novice Engineer, even though I usually say keep anything that costs 3 or less. And I am going to keep Kobold Geomancer because it can interact with the board on turn 1. I'd prefer a better 2-drop, but beggars can't be choosers, and I want to guarantee that I have at least one. So we'll go with that and see what we end up with. And we end up with a pretty decent hand. Geomancer into Direwolf into Harvest Golem is perfectly fine. And I probably will play them in that order. So turn 1, turn 2, turn 3. That seems okay. Our opponent is confused by his first turn options. I would make the suggestion that if he has a 1-cost card, he should probably play it. If he doesn't, he should pass the turn. If he's thinking of soul firing me, it's probably a mistake. Alright, here we go, and on with the action. So, let's get this party started with a Geomancer. One of the other nice things about Mage is your hero power makes up for a lot of potential deficiencies. Like, I would normally be very scared of making this line, because I'm going to end up with a 2-2 left behind on turn 3. But the fact that I have this hero power, even if he plays like a 3-3, and my guy gets outclassed, I can still use my hero power to kill whatever he leaves behind. In fact, if he plays like a 2-3 here, I'll probably just trade with it and use my hero power. And then save my Direwolf Alpha for Clinical. Oh, he's just drawing cards? So apparently my prediction about aggro was incorrect. So we're going to beat his face in. General strategy against a Warlock, no matter if they're controlling or aggressive, is you want to manage their life total. You want to just wail on them as much as possible so that their hero power becomes worse, because they have one of the best hero powers in the game. Being able to draw extra cards is absolutely not fair. And you really need to be able to make sure that they're at a low life total so that you can deal with that. Okay, so now we have the option of trading and using our hero power to kill the remaining Harvest Golem, or just beating face. And what I've just said about Warlock still holds true. I'm just going to hit him for a bunch and play my own Harvest Golem and move on with my day. He'll probably spend his turn killing my Direwolf Alpha, which is pretty bad because he gets it for free and then he gets another 2-1 off of his Harvest Golem. But we can't really prevent that. So he silences the Golem. Okay. So now we have Fireball for 7 damage, or we can Cone of Cold. So let's see what our options are here. Again, my instinct is kind of just beat to the face. But I think I'll use this to take out his Harvest Golem and then kill them both. Or use my boosted spell power. Leave him with a 1 toughness guy that I can kill with my hero power next turn. So next turn, I'll kill it with hero power and play another Harvest Golem, while continuing to put pressure on. So he kills it with Mortal Coil. Pretty good for him. I don't see pretty much anything he could play here
Someone called.
Ooh. That's really bad for me. So I don't want to leave this guy in play where it can be killed by this. I think I will make the same play. Yeah, I think I'm going to kill his 4/3 here. And play Harvest Golem. It keeps my life total high. I got him with a good early rush to get him down to about 18. He's still going to have more cards in hand than me. I have this Fireball, which I'm hoping is going to be able to finish him off. But for now, I just want to manage his board so that Flame Strike's going to be the most effective. So next turn, I'll probably just jam Venture Co Mercenary. Not worried about that. That'll be dealt with via Flame Strike. Only thing I care about is things that cannot be killed by Flame Strike. Trade off there. So he healed up his own guy, defeating the entire purpose of what he was doing. So I think, is it better to Venture Co or to Twilight Drake to make a 4/5? This play is pretty close. I think I will do this. I mean, obviously telegraphing Flame Strike, but there's not much that he can do about it. I mean, his best decision is to trade off his minions here so that Flame Strike is less damaging. But he has to use all 3 of his guys in order to do that. Or just these 2. His best 2. So we'll see what he does. I'm still sitting pretty at 30 life here. This is why you don't want them to enter this stage of the game with high life total. And he's very smartly. Okay, so now my game plan has changed because he has this guy in play and I'm not really able to Flame Strike effectively. So I'm just going to Fireball this guy down. Kill this one. And move on. And hope that he's not playing a deck full of really big creatures. Which would be very unusual for a Warlock.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
That's annoying, but fine.
Mind if I roll need?
All of these things are okay. I think that we just play Venture Co and kill his guy. Then no matter what happens, we're pretty much okay with it. If he decides to trade, we're fine. If he decides to not trade, then we can always Flame Strike plus Hero Power next turn. I'd prefer if he didn't pump this guy's toughness one more time. That would be really annoying if he did. So right now, it appears that he has the advantage. I would pretty much agree with the assessment that he has the advantage. I don't think we've made bad plays up until this point. But sometimes these things just don't work out the way you would plan. So, I mean, losses in Arena sometimes just happen. And no matter how you play, you could not win some games. Okay, so we're getting pretty low here. So he played Abomination, which is horrible, because I can just Flame Strike, which then kills the rest of his board, but not mine. And then I'll Hero Power him and pray to God that he doesn't have 11 damage in hand. That Abomination was absolutely horrendous on his part. I have no idea why he played it. Unless he really needed the 2 damage. He knows he's dead.
I don't have enough mana.
And there it goes. Alright, so we survived the first round in a pretty tight game. I mean, we were 1 turn away from dying. Usually that's all it comes down to in Arena. So, alright, we survived. We're 1-0. On to the next round. See you for round 2.